the old pension scheme has been described by various economists, including Montek Singh Ahluwalia, as fiscally disastrous. And just to re-emphasize this, the old pension scheme matter is not just a union budgetary matter. It is related to every single state and union territory's budget. And as we know, the state deficits are also a matter of concern, not just the central fiscal deficit. Your thoughts on this subject?
Well, I think the OPS is unfunded pension, so I think it is a pressure point, and I think there's enough evidence globally that unfunded pension schemes lead to extreme fiscal stress at some point in time. So I think it is good that we get that out of the way, and I think the new pension scheme, which is much better because at least there is funding for it. So it's like postponing the disaster. I mean, so if it may sound good to the ears, maybe good for the people, OPS, but I think from a fiscal rectitude point of view, it is an extreme stress which will show up later.
There are already 3 states, Shogoto, who are well down this new path or a return to the past, and this is not a past that we should feel happy about. It's not a glory period at all. What are your thoughts, especially because in election year or pre-election year, do you think populism will weigh on the macroeconomic balance sheet?
So, not to put too fine a point on it, to be completely blunt, I mean, the OPS will be a disaster. It's a fiscal time bomb that is ticking. Throughout the world, this is as you pointed out. You've heard of President Macron trying to reform the French pension system. This is, I mean, absolutely, there is no way to, and the problem with the OPS is it is benefiting a bunch of people that are already at the very top. Yeah? I mean, so remember that. That's not the problem in terms of subsidies. मैं थोड़ा सा time लूँगा, इसके बाद I'll shut up. So, नहीं. Look at the center's budget.
free नहीं था, मेरा college था actually.
Center's budget, huh? 41% goes to states by the Fiscal Finance Commission rules. So of the remaining, about 40%, 42% is payments for interest. Then there are the committed expenditures, the salaries, wages, pensions, etc. That's another 20%. Then there are these quasi-committed, all the subsidies. Quasi-committed meaning not completely, but I mean you can't get beyond. After paying all of this, you do not have more than 10 to 15% of your receipts for any development expenditure. Forget the capex whackers, to bhul hi jaiye aap. Even for your development expenditures, you only have 10%. Is this sustainable? It's not. So now, I think to the credit of this government, I think they're shifting many of these liabilities to a more contingent liability, what we economists call contingent, the insurance-based programs, something like the ECLGS program or the health insurance, the medical insurance, etc. I think that's the way to go. To minimize costs, not have a straight outlay onto this, but make it a contingent thing so that you provide a social safety net. And people in India, for a poor country like India, you do need a social safety net. But that's the way to go about it.
Okay. Saugata, I just have one point on this. That I think the role of the state is to be a welfare state because you're looking at redistribution. So I agree, OPS and all that, one may have different views on it. I'm not getting into that particular issue. But I think, unfortunately, what's happened is that today we think that the budget should be stimulating the economy. Unfortunately, I think the economy runs primarily because of the private sector. Government is only supposed to provide some kind of a supplement in the form of whatever it can do. So I think the objective, the way I look at it is that the objective of the government, the basic goal should be to make sure that the redistribution part takes place. And you have policies that they continue.
Sorry for interrupting you. Is OPS redistribution or is it like making the fat cat fatter?
No, here we are talking in terms of, the quality of the pension. I'm not getting into that issue. I'm just saying there's a certain amount of pension. They can sort it out, which is the most efficient way of doing it. I'm not getting into that issue. But I'm saying that this issue is saying that it's a time bomb because, let me put it this way, that we have a PLI scheme. Okay? A PLI is also a subsidy. We don't call it a subsidy. No, it's called an incentive.
But isn't it funded partly through export earnings?
No, it's not being funded. It's not being funded by earnings. The earnings is going to the corporate.
Yeah, so but the corporate is also paying tax.
So everything is being, whether you're paying tax or not, that's a different kind of a structure. Like, for example, if I'm giving free water to the farmers, isn't the farmer producing wheat? Why are we hammering that, saying that that's a wrong thing? So I'm saying the whole idea of the budget is that you're providing incentives to various sections of society.
So,
It could
so
be in the
you
form
are
of
arguing
subsidy,
that
it could be in
return
form-
to the old pension scheme is like one more layer of subsidy added.
It's another layer of subsidy. As I told you, I don't really understand the old pension scheme, new pension scheme, which is the better, because I have heard arguments on both sides, so therefore I don't understand, so I cannot comment on it. But I'm saying that getting into single items is a different kind of an issue. But overall, if you look at the ethos of a budget, you're providing incentives to all the sections, which the government is doing, either it's industry, it's farmers, or maybe it's also the retired